I'm also going to try and remind a few other people. The wife is out all day today. The kids are out all day today. I've got a bit of a free day today. So I got a feeling I'm going to do a few lives today. Right, let's get onto the 2 chats. Remember, we have Defending Elvis Presley, the Facebook page. I'm just telling them that we're live. Oh, Elaine's able to get all the lives today. We always love it when Elaine joins in. Let's have a look. So there's 2 chats. There's a chat on my name, Louis Macready's. Still got that disco in my head. Bully, bully. Right, let's have a look. Hi, Linda. We're still recovering from the disco. Of course, YouTube did copyright me on a few things. No, I've had a lot of you sent me some great stuff. Rose Finney has just sent me loads of brilliant stuff this morning. Thank you, Rose Finney. Thank you. And I just love the things that Rose sends me. She made a lovely point, Rose. It's better on the 24 chats that we just all get on. And I agree, it's better that we just all get on. Come on, the whole point of the chats is to let you guys know we're going live, and so you guys can exchange great info, pictures, videos, research, and have a brilliant chat, get to know each other. That's the whole point of the chats. It isn't to prove a point. Sometimes I feel that people try and prove a point on the chat. You don't need to. You have your view. You don't have to agree, and make friends. We're all around the world. Make friends. That's what we're here to do. No other reason. So I'm going to play a couple of bits that have been sent to me. Obviously, there's been this thing that was released. 2 things released last night. We've got the Riley Q in the is it a Chanel advertisement, which I think was a surprise thing. Hi, Ashley. How we going? And then you got the other thing was, I think there was an advert on American TV. It was ABC giving you a snippet, a taster of the Oprah and Riley interview. Yeah. So a couple of things got released. So I'm going to play them. I also have been... I rewatched the Piers Morgan interview and I rewatched the Barbara Walters interview. So I may do a comparison. I also really want to get around to reading chapter 16 of this book. Now, we're not going to do all that now. Because I've got all day, which means I'm probably going to do 3 lives today, I'm not going to rush. I'm going to take my time. All of you, get yourself a cup of tea, get yourself a coffee. We're going to be here a while. I think when my wife gets home to quickly get changed, could be a bit of noise in the background. But then she's off for the whole day today. She's going to Bath City. Have you heard of Bath City? A very famous city in the UK. So she's going with her brother, and her mother is coming, and she's having the kids after school for the... So I am very free today. So, yeah, got to get that coffees, Ashley, or tea. You guys probably think that I just live on tea and coffee all day. I don't. I have 2 coffees, 3 teas a day. That's it. I do not drink tea and coffee in the evening. So after 6 p.m., no tea, no coffee, and I never have sugar. So I'm going to put some more water in this so it lasts a little bit. Okay. So I do want to do my... So I'm going to just sit down a minute. I do want to do my weightlifting, my running, and walk the dogs twice today. So what I'll do in between my walks, my videos, my lives, I'm on here. I'm walking the dog. You know, I'm going to juggle between the two. I've also been trying to make some shorts. I promised Chrissa, CK, is it? Oh, I forget the name now. CCK Design. Oh, I forgot now. That I want to do some Barbara Walters shorts that are defending Elvis Presley. I want to do them actually. I did one. I'll show you it. It's very short, so it doesn't matter. I did redo it a little bit today, just so I could post it on my YouTube video. So just just so you know, guys, I know I've told you this a few times. I am reposting my lives on my video channel, so please don't get confused. They're not live. The ones on my video channel are not live. So yeah, well, I quickly put it together, Linda. I quickly put it together for Chrissa. But I do want to do some more shorts because I've sort of stopped doing them. I've quickly turned it into a bit of a wide here. So I'll just replay it to you. I think actually, now I've watched it back a few times, I think you can tell what I'm trying to say. Look, we want to defend Elvis. You know, what we're being told may not be true. We need to know the truth. I think that short did say that. And what I did notice I put it on TikTok. Let me just show you it on TikTok. And it had 1,540 views very quickly. Let me just show it to you. Defending Elvis Presley fans want the truth. Can I just say one thing to you? What if everything you've ever heard about Elvis Presley isn't true? What if you've been misled, even lied to?
Elvis went back to America, was released from the service. You stayed in Germany. When you were 15, he says, come live with me in Memphis. And your parents said, okay. Elvis controlled your looks, your clothes, your hair, your makeup. He controlled you totally. Is that accurate? Mm-hmm. I was definitely under a spell of what I thought was love.
Please don't be fooled, guys. Priscilla was nearly 18 when she moved to America and nearly 22 when they first had sex. Watch Defending Elvis Presley, Fans Want the Truth, on YouTube, the live streams, and find out our truth. Thanks, guys. So that was on TikTok and it had 1,500 views. I mean, just to comment on that, it's every word that she says in that very short clip is a lie, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Just so you know, anything on this show that we're going to do now for the next hour is for entertainment purposes. And it's our opinions, yeah? So look, that has already had 85 hearts and has been shared 11 times. So, we posted it yesterday, so I'm going to start doing more of them. The other one that I posted was, let me just get it onto, actually, let's just see how well it did on Instagram. I don't know if you know, guys, I'm on TikTok and Instagram. Now, on TikTok, if we are called, let's have a look. On TikTok, we are called Elvis Presley USA UK. Elvis Presley USA UK. Shall I show you it? It's not very clear. But the link for TikTok is on my YouTube channel. You just go to my YouTube channel. You click on links. Let me just find it. Even I'm learning, guys. So let me just, right. So you go to the main page. Yeah. Defending Elvis Presley, Fans Want the Truth on the YouTube channel. Then you'll see a thing that says links. And obviously we've got the Buy Me a Coffee link at the top. Don't forget, guys, you want to thank me and buy me a coffee, please do, because you know I love it. But, oh, you can't beat a coffee in the morning. Is your coffee as nice as mine? Do you have a cup of tea with you or a coffee? Which one is it, guys? Tea or coffee? Let me know. So on that same page that has all the links, so that you've got the buy me a coffee, you've got become a member. Obviously, it's $1 a month to be a member. Please become a member. Buy me a tea, and then it will also have a link to my diet channel, you know, my carnivore diet. Then we've got the link for TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And then we've got my hobby, Volkswagen Beetle restoration channels, and my family channel. I also have a family. So I basically use YouTube as a diary of my life. Now, when I semi-retired 11 years ago, and I decided I was going to really, really become quite a hermit. I was going to really become a home person. I was here for the kids every day. My wife wanted to go to work, so I became very private. I literally cut myself off from everyone. Yeah. Now, of course, I go shopping. I take the kids to school, take the kids to their clubs. But I became very, very private. I went from one extreme to the other. So obviously, when I was running my businesses, when I was DJing with my twin brother, we were out 7 days a week, 7 nights a week. We were compulsive work addicts. We were workaholics. So I went at 46. Me and my brother said, that's it. And we rented out all our businesses and properties. And we started almost reclusive, but not reclusive because I had 5 kids. Right. So let me just message my wife. Let me just tell my wife. Shh. Yeah. So you get what I'm saying, guys. So because of it, I lived my life on YouTube. So I had my hobbies, obviously the Elvis hobby. Oh, so my wife's messaged me. So she's funny. She's in a car park and she's forgotten the number plate of the car. So she needs the number plate. So she's ringing me to get the number plate of the car. Anyway, as I was saying, so the way I outed my life was through YouTube. Believe it or not, the Elvis channel was one of the last channels I created because I wanted a channel for my hobbies, for my family stuff. And I keep a diary of my day-to-day life, you know, our days out, our holidays. And then eventually I had this thing, I want to do some videos of Elvis. And then that has become what it is now, defending Elvis Presley. So let me just I'm going to play to you the video that I made this morning. I'm going to try and do 1 or 2 short videos a day. Try. It's not as easy as it says. I tend to make them very early in the morning because I'm all groggy and sleepy and I can do it. But once I'm fully awake and alert, I use that time to do the live streams. So I'm going to play this video that I made this morning. Now, there's a few things we're going to talk about Riley just for a bit before we do move on to other topics. So let's just stick it in our little stand. Now, I've changed back to the old camera. This one does get a bit blurry, but I prefer the way it looks. Let's have a look. Morning, guys. We're all looking forward to the interview on October the 8th with Oprah Winfrey. So I did this morning. I wonder. Morning, guys. We're all looking forward to the interview on October the 8th with Oprah Winfrey and Riley Q. I wonder what will happen. Here's a little taster, guys.
Elvis Presley's granddaughter, Riley Keough, sharing her plans for Graceland as the actress fulfills a promise to her mother, Lisa Marie Presley, to publish her memoir. Eva Pilgrim is here with that story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning. Riley Keough listened to tapes of her mother, Lisa Marie, that she recorded as she completed that memoir, saying it felt like she was with her, hearing her voice. The future of Graceland. Actress Riley Keough opening up about plans for her famous family's estate. Keough, the sole trustee of her late mother's estate and the owner of Graceland, exclusively telling people she is going to continue what her grandmother and mother did, which is simply to preserve our family home. The actress, who also oversees the sub-trust of her 15-year-old sisters, recently finished writing her mother's memoir titled From Here to the Great Unknown, a promise she made to her mom before her death, saying, what she wanted to do in her memoir, and what I hope I've done in finishing it for her, is to go beneath the magazine headline idea of her and reveal the core of who she was, adding, I want to give voice to my mother in a way that eluded her while she was alive. The memoir, a revelation of Lisa Marie Presley, penning about her father Elvis's love, struggling after his death, her romantic relationships, and motherhood. There wasn't much we didn't discuss, and I know that she knew how much I loved her, just as I know how much she loved me and my brother and sisters. I don't feel like she or I left anything unsaid, which I feel profoundly grateful for. The two women, often fiercely protective over their family name, giving their approval to Baz Luhrmann's biopic, Elvis.
You're looking for trouble? You came to the right place.
It's such an emotional, like Riley said, it just brings up such generational trauma. I mean,
So
in a good way.
To have him then make a film about my grandfather is very surreal and such an honor. Last year, Lisa Marie passed away at 54 of complications from bariatric surgery she had years prior. Keough's husband reading words she wrote about her mother at Lisa Marie's funeral.
Thank you for showing me that love is the only thing that matters in this life. I hope I can love my daughter the way you loved me.
Keough views the book as a gift for her family, saying not everyone has a book to read about their grandparents. So much video and so many pictures.
So, actually, Riley's husband, he seems lovely. I think she's really, caught a good one there. Seems like a good-hearted, caring guy. He protects her so much. So obviously we're all in anticipation of the book. Many of us here have already ordered it. Yeah. Quite a few posts now are coming out with Riley. Quite a few. She's starting to put herself out there, I think. Let's keep watching, guys.
Keeping the legacy alive. Thank you, Eva.
And to me, the big question is, will she defend Elvis Presley? Will she defend Lisa Marie Presley? I can't wait for this monumental, historical interview. It's about to take place around the world. Here at Defending Elvis Presley, we just want the truth. Here's a little clip of something quite interesting, a little snippet of what will come. Thanks, guys. So, the thing that I think, when I'm watching that, I mean, they are literally, they must have sold an absolute ton of those books, yeah? Because anyone I speak to, I bought it, I got it, it's on order, it's coming, yeah? They must have sold, I bet they've sold millions of books already, even though no one's held one. I think Oprah's held one. Yeah, so Riley is stepping up now. I'm well chuffed she's involved. Elvis Evolution and Joel, that starts in London next year. That Elvis Evolution thing seems amazing. I'm going to look it up. It's funny for me because I can't really go anywhere because of the kids. There's so many things. My wife keeps them busy. They're all in clubs. Obviously, my wife, even though she's not well at the moment, she wants to work. She's like, I have a very busy wife. Very busy. Nothing stopping her. Yeah. So I can't really go anywhere. But we are going to Plymouth to see an Elvis singer. I think it's Dean Z, I think. I just need to remind, I think we're going in a few weeks. So do any of you know about that? I'm pretty sure it's Dean Z, I think. I just need to ask her. She'll know. So that I'm hoping that she, you know, obviously we know she's getting treatment at the moment. So let's just see how she is. At the moment, she's really well. So I'm hoping in a couple of weeks we can all go to this Plymouth thing. This Plymouth thing was booked before my wife became poorly. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. And the little kids are coming. So let's just read your comments. So Linda's on the waiting list. He does seem nice. Tupelo sure looks like his twin. I don't know. I don't see no Presley in her. Laugh out loud. I can't wait to see Elvis's great grandchildren grow up. We are so lucky to be able and watch the family grow. Is there no turmoil in the book between Lisa and Priscilla? Now, let me just read that again. Crystal, hi Crystal. If there is no turmoil in that book between Lisa and Priscilla, what would that mean? Well, to be honest with you, Crystal, I'll be surprised if that book is just going to trash Priscilla. I just don't think that's the way Riley is wired. I don't even think Oprah will want to trash Priscilla. So this isn't going to be the book that you all hope it's going to be. I don't think so. Now, Priscilla's book next year, that could be interesting. But I think this book is very much a commercialized effort on behalf of the Presleys and Gracelands to make everything look like everything is fine. I also think she will talk about her mother in detail, including her problems that she had. I've already seen a clip where they're talking about Lisa's addictions. I think it will dig in a bit and give us some interesting stuff. But are they going to rip into Priscilla? I don't think so. I don't think so. Just my opinion. So I noticed, Nicholas says, I noticed that Riley is stepping up and I'm cautious. I want to see and read the book if it does not bash Priscilla. I definitely don't think it's going to bash Priscilla, 100%. I think anyone that thinks that it is wishful thinking, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've seen Dean Z before as well. Chris O'Connor is my favourite. She bought it me as a gift ages ago. So I just don't think it's going to bash Priscilla. I'm just quickly reading your comments. The book will not, I could be wrong though. Who knows? We could have a shock revelations, couldn't we? I feel like if her relationship with Priscilla is not discussed, it's not a true memoir and a false narrative and makes me feel like Priscilla has her claws in it. Oh, I definitely don't think Priscilla's got her claws in Riley's book. I really don't. Honestly, the stuff I've watched recently with Priscilla, like we watched that Fan X, where there's an audience all waiting to worship on Priscilla that Elaine sent me. She doesn't even want to mention Riley. When the person sat next to her says, "Oh, is Oprah interviewing Riley?" She skips over it. She doesn't want to talk about it. I don't think Priscilla is going to have any involvement in that interview with Oprah. My gut feeling is that they may not even mention Priscilla. I don't know. Is that possible? Is it possible to interview Riley without mentioning Priscilla? Is it possible? We'll see. Let's have a look. I heard that Lisa Marie Presley took about 80 opiates a day. Well, I don't know, guys, but I think they're going to talk about her addiction. I think from the things I've read, Lisa Marie, God rest her soul, because we love her. I think she's had a problem with alcohol and prescribed medication her whole life. That's the impression I get, which doesn't surprise me, guys. The kind of stress that she's under is, the daughter of Elvis Presley. It's like, just doesn't surprise me at all. Right, so let's have a look where we are. The grandchildren don't have to look anything like the famous grandfather, as long as they keep his Lisa legacy alive. I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, I don't accept that they don't look like him. I watched quite a lot of Finley and Harper, and I don't know. I wouldn't say that they completely don't look like Elvis. And I think even Riley, if you get her at the right angle, there's something. Riley, I do think that Riley has a larger than life aura. Yeah, there's something about her. She does have this electricity that oozes from her. Do you not? Do any of you not get that? Do any of you not think that? Let me just play the last bit of this clip, and then we'll look at Riley. Take care.
Oh my gosh! The memoir that your mother, Lisa Marie, started before she died. From here to the great unknown. I knew that Graceland was a place that she felt free. When did you know that drugs were a problem for your mother? Just taking up to 80 pills a day. Your grandmother, Priscilla, also wants to be buried here with Elvis. I think she will be. That Oprah special, The Presleys, Tuesday, October 8th on CB.
We're all really looking forward to this, aren't we, guys? Please join us on our YouTube channel, Defending Elvis Presley. Join us to defend Elvis Presley and his bloodline every day of the week. Take care, guys. Guys, it is every day of the week as well. And do you know what? I realised something the other day. Our channel, that I'm very proud that we are together with Team Elvis, are the only YouTube channel that actually defends Elvis every day of the week. Every day of the week. I don't think I've missed a day of defending Elvis with you guys, with Team Elvis, for 5 months. I only realised that the other day. I'm like, because most channels, don't they do it like every Friday, every Saturday, once a week? So I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we do it together daily. Right. I'm just boasting now. I'm being big-headed now. But are there any other channels that defend Elvis every day? I'm surprised you guys ain't bored of me. Right. Now, remember, I've got all day today. I'm not rushing. I'm going to take my time. We're going to have a nice long live with our cup of tea, with our coffee. Now, let's get this. Let's have a look. So we've got this. I'm not going to play the whole of it because I'm not going to play the whole of it because let me pause it. I'm trying to pause it down because I don't want to be copyrighted. Are you ready? This is Riley. Let's go. Come on, give me some volume.
There's so many.
If you will, the picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. The sweat of your body covers me. Can you, my darling, can you picture this? Dream if you can, a courtyard, an ocean of violets in blue. Animals strike you, it exposes. Feel the heat between me and you. How can you just leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold? Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too old. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. So why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when the dogs cry. Touch if you will my stomach. Feel how it trembles inside. You got the fire.
I don't want to play it all because I'm just going to get copyrighted, but it's pretty impressive, guys. Pretty impressive. Like the way that she's up. It's almost like a giant bird cage, isn't it? And from what I've read, let's see if I can get it up. It was a surprise. It wasn't expected. Let me just see if I can get it up. I think someone sent me the link to. She was invited to it, and she basically said, "I can't say no." Let's see if I can. It was a bit of a write-up. Let's have a look. Is this it? No, where is it? Someone sent it me. It might have been Rose. It's actually, there's a bit of a pre-story to how she got asked. Is this it? Yes, right. Let me read it to you. So, it was Rose Finney that sent me this. So thank you, Rose. Right. Just days ago, Riley Keough was in Memphis when she got a call from her friends at Chanel. How might she feel about flying to Paris and performing at the House Spring Summer 2025 show? Oh, and doing it while dangling above the models on a makeshift swing. Keough's response: why would I say no to that kind of a thing? It does sound amazing, mind, and it is. It's impressive. If I could show it you on a big screen, I was going to say, if I had my other laptop, I could put it on the other laptop. As one of the channel's brand's ambassadors, Keough first jetted to Los Angeles to lay down a track of her When Doves Cry. So, you know, it's Prince's song, isn't it? Rendition, which would then play over the speakers at the Grand Palais during Tuesday's show. Once in Europe, she only had 48 hours to rehearse. The microphone in hand, she surprised the VIPs gathered to a survey Chanel's latest collection as she strolled into an enormous birdcage built in the center of the show space. Inside, she was lifted high above the crowd, swinging back and forth as she sang the iconic Prince song. I'm like, they literally, you know, this is a massive show. Isn't this mainly celebrities? Yeah, this is like a real showpiece for Chanel, isn't it? And they want to revolve it around Riley Keough, Elvis Presley's granddaughter. She looks stunning, yeah? And she rises to the occasion, mind. She pulls it off. When you watch that close up, you go and watch it yourselves on YouTube or on TV. It's very impressive. She pulls it off. I would have been scared witless if it was me. She just faces it. Bang, let's do it. The performance was a homage to a classic 90s Chanel ad starring Vanessa Paradis. I didn't know that. In which the French singer and model herself swung from a trapeze inside a birdcage. See, I didn't know that, guys. As the model strutted beneath her for her finale, Keough says it was an honor to be part of that moment. And then there's just some pictures, yeah, of just very, very impressive, guys. Very impressive, yeah. And it's funny because let me just go through them. So my wife's just pulled up, so she knows I'm live, so she'll probably hover behind me. But, and you know, it's funny because I've had a few comments about Riley and Finlay and Harper. I've had quite a few recently. I think it's because we've been mentioning them. And I tell you now, there is a bit of a backlash. You do get the people that are saying, you know, Michael Lockwood's the twins' dad. So they're not proper Presleys. They don't have a proper bloodline. They do get a bit of hate. And even Riley Keough, people are upset that Riley has tried to keep things friendly with Priscilla. They're upset with the things that Riley agreed to when they fell out after Lisa Marie, her mother, died. Obviously, the $1 million, the spousal payments, not spousal, sorry. No, not spousal. The the money she's getting paid every year as advisor to Graceland, isn't she? And then obviously be allowed to be buried meditation garden and the $400,000 legal fee. So people are like annoyed at Riley. They feel that, I mean, I actually do believe, in my opinion, that Riley has been a bit soft. But at the same time, I do think, oh my God, Riley's been through hell. She's lost her mother. She's lost her brother. She's had all these problems with Graceland. She's had, obviously, the big argument with Priscilla. So, you know, they've been through a lot. Riley and the twins have been through hell. So when I'm being critical and I'm calling Riley a bit soft on Priscilla, I'm also like aware that she's gone through hell. Still going through hell. Because there are still legal problems, aren't there? And Priscilla is still going on with other lawsuits and legal issues, so which do have a knock-on effect. One of my videos I posted was that, is Priscilla Presley locked out of Graceland? I did a part 1 and a part 2. This must have a knock-on effect with Riley and the twins, because this is their family. This is blood. Yeah, this is their heritage, their trust. So the twins will see Priscilla as their grandmother. Yeah. Obviously, Riley as their sister. So they want to stick together. They want the public to feel that they're still united and they want to show a good face. Elvis was the same, always wanted to give out the best image that he could, even when things were going wrong with Priscilla, still trying to put that front on, which is why they had that fake couple of years after 1968 until she met Mike Stone and ran off with him. So it didn't matter to Elvis, his image, how the public saw him. So, and I think Riley's doing a bit of that. She's trying to save a bit of face for the family, including Priscilla. So I understand that you guys have very passionate views. Now, I also understand that people that really just can't stand Priscilla, and the people that don't like Priscilla really stand out. They really stand out. And that's completely their rights. Yeah, many people can't stand it. I'm not like that. I'm like, I want to defend Elvis. Now, I know that the way to defend Elvis is to expose the lies. That's why this morning I spent the whole morning watching Piers Morgan's interview and Barbara Walters' interview. And I was comparing the two. Yeah. And I tell you what, it's very, very interesting. And I was going to go through it with you guys. How you listen to the questioning from Barbara Walters. Yeah. And it's horrific. You know, the questioning is horrible. That Barbara Walters has completely got it in for Elvis. Completely got it in for Elvis. And she should be ashamed of herself for ever doing that interview, because it was cruel to Elvis. But then you see the replies that Priscilla gives. She's got it in for Elvis as well. Yeah. So there's a slight difference. Priscilla is trying to be a little bit careful with her replies. This is in the Barbara Walters interview, so that she doesn't completely create hate from the fans. Because I believe that back then, in 1985, I think that might have been, the fans believed everything Priscilla says. And I don't think Priscilla had much hate after that interview. I actually think most people felt sorry for Priscilla and saw Priscilla as a victim. This is in 1985, mind, not now. Now it's a completely different story. The fans have had enough. Fans are fed up. Fans see through it all now. So when I was comparing, so she's being a little bit careful with how she replies to Barbara Walters, but not very careful. She's still assuming that, she's still giving the, she's still coming across that, oh, Elvis took advantage of me when I was 14 and he groomed me and controlled me and I was miserable and he was a weirdo. She still does that, Priscilla does, in the 1985 interview with Barbara. But then you jump forward to 2023 or 4, the Piers Morgan interview, and she's very careful. She's very, very careful. Now, I would say Piers Morgan is the one that's diving in with the horrible questions. And when he asks her, did you felt groomed? Yeah. Controlled? She's very careful. She's like, well, oh, no, not really. Not really. I haven't really heard that term, groom. So there is a massive difference between how Priscilla is answering questions in the 80s and in 2023-4. Yeah, massive difference. Yeah, she's a well-trained parrot now. She's trying to be very intelligent, almost like we, the public, are stupid and we're falling for it. Haha, I'm going to toy with the public and they're going to believe everything I say. I get that. She's trying to manipulate us. But the person that's manipulating us is the new Priscilla, the new pre-rehearsed questions Priscilla. Now, this was the same thing in the 80s, but a different narrative. The narrative in the 80s was all about poor me, I'm a victim. Elvis was a bizarre, strange person that controlled me and groomed me, that took advantage of me. Yeah, I was a prisoner in Graceland. The new Priscilla doesn't say that. The new Priscilla is like, oh, he's so talented. I still love him. He means the world to me. I miss him so much. How can I say it? I have to preserve his legacy. I have to honor him. And then any negative questions that are thrown at her by the interviewers, now I've said to you a million times, the interviewers do the damage because they come out with the horrible questions that make him look bad. And she just smiles and nods with small answers, short answers. Now I think she's very careful how she answers the questions because she doesn't want to create more hate from the Elvis fans that can see through it all. Yeah? So we get what I'm saying, guys. It's things have changed. There is a new Priscilla. We've got Priscilla of the 80s. Even if you see interviews of Priscilla in the 90s, she's quite, I'm with Marco Garibaldi and we've got Navarone. I'm a businesswoman. This is my office. I've got no pictures of Elvis up in this room because that just wouldn't be fair to Marco. It wouldn't be fair to my son Navarone. So she becomes like this businesswoman. She's got short hair and she's very, look, I'm getting on with my life. Elvis is like in my past, Yeah. Have we seen those interviews? And then the things go wrong eventually with Marco Garibaldi. I think they were together 22 years. Navarone's now a grown-up. And then she goes back to the new. They're not back, actually. Then there's a new story. Oh, Elvis is the love of my life. I still love him. I have to preserve his legacy. I'm running Gracelands, with Elvis Presley Enterprises and Jack Sodden and Joel Weishaker. And there's this new Priscilla who tries to be Elvis's wife, Elvis's widow. She tries to tell this new story. I am still married to Elvis. I still love him. I never stopped loving him. I've had no other boyfriends. Yeah, it's always just been me and Elvis. And she has rubbed out all the other boyfriends. Now, could you imagine, guys, if you were one of Priscilla's ex-boyfriends? You imagine it, guys. There's quite a few, at least 20. I could go through a whole list of them. It's all there, easy to find on Google or YouTube, all the different boyfriends she's had. Could you imagine how they feel? Oh, Elvis is the love of my life. She talks about her life like she's never had any boyfriend. If I said to you right now, who is Priscilla's boyfriend, you wouldn't know what to say. Come on, seriously, guys, I put it to you. Who is Priscilla's boyfriend right now? Put it to you. You answer me. Let's see what happens. Right, I'm just going to read your comments. Right. Let's just read the last few. Let's have a look. since I did the post on Graceland last night, it's been on my mind again because I be booking my flights to Memphis in the next couple of months, and I'm going next year. Lucky you, Elaine. Pat, it bothers me how she can go on social media and say how proud she is with her son and loves him so much, but she has never said it about Lisa. Pat, I get it that it bothers you. It bothers the fans, but it is her son. We're not getting away from that. Whatever we think of Navarone, I think Navarone is a very damaged person. I think he was damaged as a boy. So I see that side of things. What happened to Navarone when he was a child to make him so damaged? The guy needs help, yeah? So I don't hate on Navarone. I think what happened to him? He's a drug addict. He's obviously got a screw loose. Yeah? There's something not right, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Who caused that? How did it happen? This is how I see Navarone. Almost like he didn't have a choice. Once the drugs got him, he's beyond help, isn't he? Yeah? Almost beyond help. Elaine, you want to take a lot of pictures and share it. Let's have a look. We don't need Priscilla saying anything to remember Elvis. Are you all right? You sorted down here?
Yeah, so I have to...
Okay. So let's have a look. Priscilla's path would have been so different had Vernon not passed. He will and is what gave her... Right, let me just read that again, Crystal. Priscilla's path would have been so different had Vernon not passed. He will and is what gave her power. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, but, you know, he was very elderly, guys. At some point, they were going to look to Priscilla because she was Lisa Marie's mother. So she was going to get at least joint trustee, I would say. In the end, they decided to make her the trustee on behalf of Lisa Marie. I know the banks are involved as well. She was always going to become one of the trustees of Graceland. They almost didn't have a choice. Obviously, we know about the lien, the charge that was placed on Graceland, the deed of trust that was created to give this charge, this lien, this debt that Elvis couldn't pay because of the second divorce settlement. So she was always going to get that almighty power of Graceland. It was going her way. Yeah? So let's keep going. I think her next book will be The Deal Breaker with a lot of fans. If she puts things right, then all good. She has to be very careful now what she says so she can be buried at Graceland. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think she's going to get buried at Graceland. I really don't. I think Joel Weishankar. Now, this is only my opinion. Let me just go back to that jumped up. This is only my opinion. I'm just a fan at home, guys, in my kitchen. Yeah? What do I know? I'm no expert. Plenty of you know a lot more than me. Yeah? But my gut feeling is Joel Weishankar ain't having her in Graceland in the meditation garden. He wants her out. I think the Priscilla film by Sofia Coppola was a step too far. It wouldn't even surprise me if even Jack Sodden was falling out with her. And they were like that, weren't they? Yeah? And actually, I'll take it a step further. This is just my common sense, my opinion. It wouldn't surprise me if even her and Jerry Schilling have fallen out. What do you reckon, guys? Would not surprise me. Because I think Priscilla's taken things too far. Even now, the way that she's going around the world parading herself for these personal appearances and these autograph signings, and she's definitely distancing herself from everyone that's around the Elvis world, isn't she? Yeah? All of her actions now are about the Priscilla fans. Do you agree? She has a massive following of Priscilla fans, and in my opinion, have been brainwashed by this fake fairy tale. Yeah? She has a massive following of Priscilla fans that still believe in this romance. Yeah? They believe in that. They're in a time warp. They're in a time warp. They still believe they fell in love in Germany in 1959 and they were in love until the day Elvis died. Priscilla fans. No offense, guys, You need to do some. If you're a Priscilla fan, you need to do some research, because you're going to find out some very interesting details that make you realize there was no romance. There was no romance. The whole thing was fake, in my opinion. The whole thing. Even in the good times, things were not right. Things were seriously wrong, even when you think they were like all cuddled up, deeply in love. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. But I'm no Priscilla hater. I don't hate Priscilla. I don't have hate in me. We're not trying to create hate. I want to defend Elvis. We defend Elvis by exposing the liars. And Priscilla isn't the only one, in my opinion, that is telling lies. There's lots of people telling lies here. There's also a lot of, I think, partnerships that are involved in twisting the truth. Jerry and Priscilla, in my opinion, I know that many of you are Jerry Schilling fans, yeah? But in my opinion, there's wrongdoing between Jerry and Priscilla that's been happening for over 40 years. This is just my opinion, guys, for entertainment purposes. I also think Joe Esposito, quite a few of the things that I've been learning about Joe makes me think he was in cahoots with Priscilla. So what I'm trying to say about Priscilla, in my opinion, is that she has had these partnerships with many different people, and it's all been money-led. The reason these people have gone along with it for all these years, 40 years, was because of money. It was in their interest to go with Priscilla, to side with Priscilla. I watched the Joe Esposito interview, I think this morning. It was only a short clip. And he goes out of his way to praise Priscilla. He really does. Let me see if it's on there. Let's have a look. I watched it this morning, just so you guys know I'm not waffling. And also, he praises Colonel Tom Parker. Yeah? Now, this is part of a pattern that I've noticed. If they're praising Priscilla and Colonel Tom Parker, they are in the Priscilla club. I say it again. If the person that is being interviewed praises Colonel Tom Parker and Priscilla, they are in the Priscilla club. They are in cahoots with Priscilla financially. Obviously, things are different now because she's been pushed out. I'm all about until she was pushed out of Gracelands by Joel Weishanker and the crew. This is what I've noticed. Let me see if I can find I was watching this documentary. Here we go.
The show, after the show. 4 concerts at Madison Square Garden.
Let me just see if I can. I found the documentary is called Joe Esposito Talks About His Friends. Yeah? Now watch.
Myself, my wife Joan, and George Klein.
I'll just play a little bit of it, yeah?
U.S. Potomac.
Oh, let me just get to the wedding.
The press wouldn't find out. We wanted the Colonel to set it up, and Marty and I were to work with the Colonel, Marty Lacker and myself. 21. Elvis had been dating Priscilla for a long time, and I think she would turn 21, and he knew that it was time to get married. He was in love with her, and Priscilla and Elvis talked about it for a long time. So Elvis one day called in Marty Lacker and myself and told us that he wanted to get married. He talked to the Colonel about it, and he wanted the Colonel to set it up, and that Marty and I were to work with the Colonel to set up the arrangements for the wedding. And but it was even more exciting that when Elvis asked us to be co-best men. I mean, that was a very big honor for me. I mean, to realize I was going to be one of the best men at Elvis Presley's wedding. I mean, we were friends and employees second. It was great. I mean, I was only around for a few years, and so we made arrangements. Colonel wanted to do it in Las Vegas. He figured that's the best place to go because you don't have to wait for a marriage license for 3 days like you do in California. And the press wouldn't find out about it. So we started making arrangements, and the best idea we had was to go to Palm Springs. The rumors are getting around now that Elvis was going to get married. I don't know. I have no idea how those things happen in Hollywood. But started getting Rona Barrett heard about it,
and a lot of different press started her. So we all go to Palm Springs. We fake them off. Go to Palm Springs, invite Elvis' family, the media's father and his stepmother and the kids and all that come to Palm Springs and Priscilla's family. So we coordinate everything. So Elvis's family, Priscilla's family all met in Palm Springs, the house there. We put them in different hotels. And the plan was late in the evening to sneak over to Vegas. Had a chartered plane for the family and friends, and then there was a Learjet that took Elvis, Priscilla, myself, my wife Joan, and George Klein. We went earlier. Went out the back way of the house in Palm Springs. Went out to, had a couple cars waiting for us. Took us right to the airport. Got on the Learjet and flew right to Las Vegas. And had a car waiting there. A colonel was a very good friend of Milton Prell, which owned the Latin Hotel at the time. They picked us up, took us right downtown to the City Hall, Las Vegas. Went up there, got the marriage license. Priscilla and Elvis and signed what we had to do, and I signed as a witness, and so did Marty as a witness on the marriage license. Went back to the hotel, and the rest of the family showed up. We started getting dressed and got our tuxedos on, and so it was about, I think it was about 10 o'clock, 10:30 or something like that. We all go to Milton Prell's suite. That's where the wedding was set up.
In Las Vegas, it's wedding bells for the man who practically invented rock and roll, Elvis Presley, and Priscilla Beaulieu, a friend of 8 years standing. The 32-year-old Mississippi boy who started a new style of singing gives his bride a 20-carat diamond ring. Now more a movie than a recording star, Elvis met Priscilla when he was a GI in Germany, and she, the daughter of a lieutenant colonel, was a high school girl. It's the first marriage for both.
When Priscilla walked into the room, she was so beautiful and stunning. I mean, it sort of took your breath away. She was absolutely wonderful, and she was very, very nervous. You could see it, much more nervous than Elvis was. And Elvis had a great smile on his face, and you could see how much they loved each other. And it was just a wonderful feeling to know there's two happy people here. During the ceremony, it was very intimate. There was only a few people.
Let me just stop there for a second. Now, so do you get, if you listen to that, yeah, it's very clear that Joe really likes Priscilla, really likes to say how in love they were, how happy they were, and it was the happiest time of their life. Now, this is exactly why I think Priscilla had partnerships with different people. Definitely with Joe Esposito. Definitely with Jerry Schilling. Are there any others that you think Priscilla was like that with? Yeah, in bed with. Not literally, but you get my point. Now, I understand why these people wanted to keep in there with Priscilla. Because once she was given the reins of Graceland, yeah, almighty control, almighty power, the queen of Graceland. Once she had that, they had to, guys. Everyone had to bow down to Priscilla. Anyone that wanted to make a living, have a job, write a book, do a biography, a documentary, any way of making money using the Elvis name, yeah, went through Priscilla. Anyone. Obviously, things changed once they sold Elvis, 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises, and once the lease was sold to Elvis Presley Enterprises, things changed a bit. She still was very powerful because she still was the main trustee on, of Gracelands. So my point I'm trying to say to you guys is, when I see someone getting interviewed, any of the Memphis Mafia, and they praise Priscilla, they praise Colonel Tom Parker, some of them even defending Dr. Nick, I'm like, you're in cahoots with Priscilla. Do any of you agree with that? There's money being changed. There's money being transacted. There's backhanders. Cash. Yeah? Because the way that he constantly praises Priscilla through that short clip is like he was told to. It's like, you can do your documentary, biography, call it whatever you want, but you better say this, you better say that. We were in love, we were deeply in love, we were really happy, it was the best time of our lives. Do any of you agree? Let's see what your comment is. So there we are. Crystal says, you can't believe a word Joe says. He's telling Scylla's version. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to say to you. Linda, you have a good point. You have a good point. He would have married her at 18. I actually don't agree that he looked bewildered. I actually think he looks really happy. But remember, it was important to Elvis to put on a good front for the public. Elvis knew he was being filmed. He knew the press were there. He wanted to put on a good face for the public. He didn't want it to come across as a fake, forced marriage. He didn't want it to look like he was under pressure to marry her. He wanted the world to see a beautiful marriage. Yeah? He wanted the world to see happiness. Now, don't forget, he didn't know that she was going to be unfaithful after Lisa Marie was born, 10 months after the wedding. He never knew that. Everybody was shocked when that happened. Elizabeth, I agree. I do think he was pressured to marry Priscilla. I do. I think by many different things, not just one thing. So Elaine says, I personally think there was a lot more to what happened to Elvis that day and leading up to it. Yeah, definitely. Wouldn't we love to hear the real story, not Joe Esposito's fake version? Yeah. Thank you, Crystal. Why did Elvis not remember that day? Why did Elvis not remember that day? I don't know what you mean. I don't agree that they were happy at all. Look, they had some happy times. Come on, let's be fair. You've seen the footage. They did have this fake marriage for a couple of years. No, they had some good times. Come on, guys. There's too many videos, too many pictures showing good times. They did have some good times. Let's try not to be completely biased, because if we are completely biased, we're not going to see the truth. We're just going to see angry, bitter people's version of things. I won't do that. We're going to be fair. We're going to be fair. They had some happy times, guys, whether you like it or not. Patty Parry, Margaret was only one. Sorry, I don't understand that. Why? Let's have a look. Let's keep going. I know Elvis Presley Enterprises furious with Priscilla for coming out with that movie. Priscilla was supposed to go through them first. Yeah, definitely. Which is why they didn't allow the music to be played on it. She, what's the word? Burn your bridges. What's the word? That when that film came out, that was it. It was fini. Game over for Graceland's welcoming Priscilla. She wasn't going to walk in those doors again. I really believe that. I think behind the scenes, a lot of arguments happened. A lot. I think not just Joe Weishanker. I think many people were very angry with Priscilla. But I also think she's so much... Let me just turn this a bit. This faces to me a bit. I think that Priscilla was so determined to have her time, her moment of fame, a film made about Priscilla. Finally, her book turned into a movie. Even though we know most of the things in this book, in our opinion, for entertainment purposes, are not true. Finally, a big director, Sofia Coppola, was going to make her movie. It was going to be bigger than Baz Luhrmann's film. Bigger. Yeah? It was going to eclipse Baz Luhrmann's film, Elvis. Austin Butler's film. Yeah? I really believe that Priscilla thought that that film, Priscilla, was going to be a box office hit around the world. She really thought, yes, this is my moment. This is my moment to shine. And she was prepared to fall out with everyone to do it, including her daughter, Lisa Marie, including Joel Weishanker, and including all the people that were important at Graceland, because the bankers are a big part of it as well. Yeah? She was going to make that film. No one was going to stop her. Not even her daughter dying made a difference. It made no difference. I have no idea what Riley's involvement was, but I'm telling you now, guys, to her, that film being made by Sofia Coppola choosing to go along with this storyline was the best day of her life. The best day of her life, even more than the wedding. Now, did she know that it was all going to go wrong and it was going to be a flop and that the fans were going to be upset with her for making the film? Did she know that Gracelands were going to out her, lock her out of Gracelands, in my opinion? I don't think so. I think that Priscilla felt that Graceland needed her. I think there's no way that Priscilla thought that Joel Weishanger and the Elvis Presley Enterprises people were going to lock her out. I don't think for a second. I think she thought they needed her. I think she thought Joel Weishanger needed Priscilla. She was very wrong. She underestimated Joel Weishanger. She underestimated him. She's out, guys. I don't care what anyone says. My opinion, for entertainment purposes, Louis at home in his kitchen, she's out. She is out of the club. And you will hardly see her mention Riley or the twins. Hardly at all. She will barely mention them. Yeah? Just my opinion, guys. Let's read some of your things. So, yeah, she got... what's that saying? When the thing that you wish for most happens. Yeah, there's a saying. I forget the saying. Careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. When her dream came true, the Priscilla film, really, she was left out in the cold, and that's exactly why she is going round to different areas, doing these appearances, these Comic-Cons, these Fan-X, one-to-one, like signing autographs for cash, has done a deal to write a book. The reason she's like doing so many things, somebody sent me a list yesterday of all the different places that she's attending, doing these appearances. It's a lot of places, guys. And if you look on social media now, she's really pushing her Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. She's pushing it. Yeah. This is the new Priscilla, the social media Priscilla. Yeah. She's really, this is her attitude, in my opinion. I don't need Joel Weishanger. I don't need Gracelands. I don't need Riley. Yeah. I have my own self-worth. I will do my own events. Yeah. I will have these queues of people signing my autographs, charging at least $100 an autograph. People queuing around the corner, waiting all day to see me. That's what's happening. The Priscilla fans are so loyal and blinkered because they don't know the truth, in my opinion. They've fallen for this fake fairy tale. They will spend hours and hours queuing up to see Priscilla, yeah, to get an autograph, get a picture with her. She'll also do questioning, yeah, questions and answers. And she is treated like Elvis. This is what my video mentioned yesterday. Priscilla is treated like Elvis. What happened? How did that happen? What planet are these people from if they don't know that she is not Elvis? She betrayed Elvis. She humiliated Elvis. Financially, she ruined him. Someone said a really clever thing to me the other day. Now, many of us are told that Gracelands had run out of money. Yeah? Now, listen to this, guys. This is a good point. Someone said this to me in a comment. Gracelands ran out of money. After Elvis died, it was realized that the money was gone. Yeah? Only $500,000 left. Even Priscilla has said it in an interview more than one, many times. Many times, Priscilla has said once Elvis died, there was no money left. They were considering selling Gracelands, which is, I think, is rubbish. How many times have you heard it? But I say this to you guys. If that's true, why had Gracelands run out of money? Why? Come on, think about it, guys. And I'll tell you why. Because the amount of money, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, that was being handed to Priscilla in the second divorce settlement was the reason that Elvis had run out of money. I repeat, the reason there was no money left when Elvis died was because Priscilla had had it all. So she's there sitting on a platform saying, I saved Gracelands. Gracelands had run out of money. I had this great idea to create a living museum, which we know is not true. Yeah. What she should, it's almost laughable. What she should say, in my opinion, is, oh, Elvis gave me all his money. That's why he'd run out of money. I repeat, Elvis gave me all his money in 1977, which is why he had run out of money when he died. Yeah, let's see a comment on that, guys. Let's see. I want to see a comment on that. Because someone said that to me yesterday. I asked you, where did all the money go so that when Elvis died, there was none left? I'm asking you as subscribers. Come on. Linda says it. Thank you, Linda. He was broke because Priscilla had had it all. Priscilla took all the money. This is why Colonel Tom Parker felt forced to sell the recording rights, pre-1973 recording rights, because he was trying to create money to give to Priscilla and himself, of course, because he's greedy as well. Right. Lisa, it costs boo because for publicity to run advertising to television alone, let alone all the rest of the logo items. Let's have a look. Yeah, Sue, in her back pocket. She has the same story as Gracelands with Elvis. I brought them both down and built them back up. Everyone owes me. Yeah, Crystal. Yeah. So I only realized this yesterday. Seriously, guys, that one comment that came in, you guys sent me some brilliant comments, and that comment stood out to me. It was like, yeah, we've been talking about Elvis spending his fortune, yeah, all those years of working, and then when he died, they basically were saying there was hardly anything left, to the point where they felt they may have to sell Gracelands, which I don't believe, yeah. The Living Museum idea was already being planned by the Colonel, by Vernon, by Memphis. It was all at hand. Yeah, Morgan Maxfield, look him up. Priscilla was once engaged to him. He died in a plane crash. By Jack Sodden, who was his assistant. Yeah, it was all being planned anyway. So when Priscilla tries to take credit for it, it's just rubbish. Yeah, it was not her idea. Yeah, she did not save Gracelands. No way. They were never going to sell Gracelands. When Elvis died, they knew that Gracelands was a golden goose. They knew. It was like selling the Queen's Palace in England. It was like selling the White House in America. It was never going to happen. They were never going to sell Gracelands. I'm telling you now, I don't care who disagrees with me, they were never going to sell Gracelands, ever. What could have happened is other people stepped in and created the Living Museum, not just the actual grounds and the building and all of Elvis's artifacts and memorabilia and belongings, also all of the land in front and to the sides. It was all going to be a massive monument to Elvis, because everybody in Memphis knew that Elvis had this massive following around the world and this backlog of amazing movies and music and his charisma and charm that had impacted the world. They were never selling Graceland, guys. Never. I don't care what anyone says. So every time I see Priscilla saying, I saved Gracelands, oh, we can see the interview. I want to play this last couple of minutes of the wedding just to show you guys that Joe Esposito, in my opinion, is in Priscilla's pocket. In my opinion, Joe Esposito is in Priscilla's pocket. Let's just play the last bit of this. Then we're going to find a clip of Priscilla saying that she saved Graceland.
In there. very small. The judge giving the ceremony was very somber. He was very nice. During the ceremony, my feelings were, I was happy to see the two of them so happy. It really was. They're a beautiful couple. I mean, they're two, Priscilla's so gorgeous, so is Elvis. And these two nice, fun-loving people. It was very exciting. I mean, as far as feelings going, I was excited to be there. I was excited to be part of it. And to realize how my life had changed since before I went in the Army because of meeting this man. And I felt very honored that I was there right at this time. At a press conference.
You look beautiful.
Went immediately from the ceremony right to the press conference. And the press was there and talked about how he felt about getting married and all that. And after that, we went to a little wedding reception. Yeah, had cake and musicians and playing some nice music. Had some cake and some food and had a little party there just for the family and friends.
Oh, you're getting in there.
Then we all went back to our planes, flew right back to Palm Springs. In the meantime, Rona Barrett is sitting in front of the house in Palm Springs, waiting for Elvis to get married. And she was so mad when she heard that we were in Las Vegas and it was announced that Elvis got married. It was great because we fooled the press, and Elvis liked to always do that. He liked to have his own privacy, and it worked.
All right, bye. Love you.
So we got back to Palm Springs. We all sat and relaxed. It was over with. It was a beautiful day. We were sitting outside in the sun around the deck, Priscilla and Elvis and me and everybody else, part of the family, and Vernon and Priscilla's family. And I could just remember Elvis got up from his chair and went over and cut a rose for Priscilla from one of the rose bushes back there and brought it to her. I never saw Elvis do something like that before, but it was a nice touch. I thought it was a very nice, warm, romantic touch. We had a nice dinner. The maids were there. They cooked a nice dinner for all of us. We all sat around, talked, was relaxed, wonderful. And then called it a night. And then we only stayed there a couple of days. Then we went back to Memphis. And Elvis really had his honeymoon in Memphis at the ranch. He had a ranch in Mississippi at the time. And that's where he spent his honeymoon.
That's that. That's that. We might play the next section as well. The next section is called Vacations. But you know how I feel, guys. I feel that she was in cahoots with many people. And I think some of the people, you'd be very surprised. You'd be very surprised who they were. Now, I don't agree with what other people say about the footage. Elvis looks great. Priscilla looks great. They look happy. Now, do we know what was going on behind the scenes in Elvis's mind? No, we don't. We know we've had, different witnesses, different people say that he didn't want to get married. He was crying and that he felt forced into it. And now with the Red West conversation, that he was railroaded. Is that the word? It happened. It was done and dusted before he knew it. Yeah. So I think we will. Let's just play the. I'm interested to know because I haven't watched this bit. I'm interested to know about the Vacations. So is that Charlie Hodge? Let's just see. I want to watch a little bit and we'll comment as we go.
people don't realize Elvis did take vacations, because when you're a big celebrity, it's hard to get away and be privately and be on your own. So, but Hawaii was his favorite place. And once he started making movies there, he really enjoyed it there. The people treated him wonderful. He always liked to go there. He loved the warmth. I remember when we get off the plane, there's just a feeling of relaxation when you get off the plane in Hawaii. And that was one of the places I know that Elvis really enjoyed. He felt relaxed. He was himself. He had no pressures on his shoulder. And we went there many, many times. Spent a lot of days there. I'd rent a house on a private beach someplace, but we always stayed at the hotel, at the Hilton Hotel, because he liked the privacy and the security of the hotel. But yet during the day, we'd party at the house. He relaxed on the beach. Later, he'd get a tan. He'd go out body surfing. We did some snorkeling there. And the people on the beaches didn't bother Elvis. They were told, leave him alone. He's on vacation. This is Nora and Lamar Fike with Elvis and Priscilla. This is Lamar's wife, Nora, Priscilla, Patsy, and my wife, Joan. Tom Jones was performing in Hawaii at that time while we were there. We went to see a show the night before and invited Tom out to visit the house, play around with the pool, lay out by the beach. It was a great day. Tom enjoyed it. We had a little champagne. We made a peanut butter sandwich for Tom. He had never had peanut butter in his life. He really didn't like it. This press conference in Hawaii was there for Elvis to announce the charity concert for the USS Arizona Memorial. He was putting on this concert to help raise money for the Navy. On one of the vacations in Hawaii, Elvis decided to take our wives and the whole group of us out to see the USS Arizona Memorial that he helped build. This was the first time he'd seen it after he put on the concert in Hawaii. The Admiral's yacht picked us up, took us out there, showed us around.
Right, let me just pause this.
Nice.
Right, so you get the idea, guys. It's that whole documentary. I don't know what year it was done. Let's see if it says the year. Do any of you know the year of that documentary? My guess is that it's quite a while ago. Maybe 20 years ago. Does that sound about right to you? It's so obvious that he is full of praise for the relationship between Elvis and Priscilla. But we know, because we broke it all down, we know that their relationship was very rocky, very problematic. We also know the lead up to the marriage was complicated. After the marriage, after the birth of Lisa Marie, we know about the unfaithfulness. We also know about the divorce settlements. We also know how she went on to treat Elvis after the divorce with Mike Stone. So we know things aren't all rosy like Joe Esposito. Now, remember, all these people that are still trying to make money through Priscilla, through Graceland, through Elvis Presley Enterprises, they're all having to please Priscilla. They're having to keep her on side. That gave her a lot of power. You better all keep me happy and say the things that I want. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you permission to do it, and I won't allow you to make money off the Elvis Presley name unless I get my pound of flesh, my cut. I really think that, guys. And this went on for decades and decades and decades. And this is why you see so many different people really in Priscilla's pocket. That's just my opinion, guys. So what I've been doing, I don't know if you've noticed, I've been going through all the old comments on the YouTube shorts. I don't know if you know, I do videos and shorts on my YouTube channel. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start reading the old comments just to get a feel for what you guys think of everything. So all of the shorts. Now, remember, there's thousands, yeah? I could literally do that. There are thousands. And I just thought, I'm just going to read a few and maybe play a few. So let's just read a couple of your comments first. So Jean says, Priscilla tried to get rid of the Memphis Mafia once they got married. So we've got I've had quite a few of you saying this. Jean says, you're right. And I think Priscilla brainwashed Lisa saying they were horrible people. I honestly believe that Lisa Marie, in her younger years, so as a young girl and in her teenage years and early 20s, was conned by Priscilla. That is my opinion. Entertainment purposes. I think she didn't know the truth. I really think that Lisa Marie had been quite gullible, quite naive, and just believed everything. Part of that problem was the Scientology involvement. That was all part of the brainwashing. This is why I think you see in early interviews Lisa Marie with Priscilla, and they're getting on really well. They're having a laugh. They're really happy together. You look at the old interviews, Lisa Marie with Priscilla. I tell you now, they're like best friends. Don't forget, Lisa Marie did allow, when she turned 25, she allowed Priscilla to stay co-trustee with her. Is that right, guys? Am I wrong? Priscilla and Lisa Marie were co-trustees together. She allowed Priscilla to carry on running the show. Yeah? So, which was probably a mistake. In fact, it was a mistake. Now, you guys know how I feel about the selling off of Elvis Presley Enterprises with Bob Sillerman, and then later with Joel Weishaker, and even the Barry Siegel involvement, Lisa Marie's manager on behalf of the trust. All of it is a mess. All of them were just taking advantage of Lisa's trust and squandered an absolute fortune. And I, in my opinion, believe, for entertainment purposes, that Priscilla was in the middle of all of it. All of the financial wrongdoings that went on for over 20, maybe 30 years, I do think Priscilla had a hand in it, a big hand. And I also believe, just for entertainment purposes, there was a lot of backhanders, a lot of back pocket money happening. We've even proved that, how can I say it? We've even proved that when the Bob Sillerman deal, when Elvis Presley Enterprise was first sold, I think around 2005, that she was given, I can't remember the figure, is it 6 million? She was given 6 million so that he could buy the Presley name off her. So she actually sold the Presley name to Bob Sillerman. He didn't even have to pay her, but he wanted to keep her on side. So he gave her the 6 million, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. So he could use her to help promote Elvis Presley Enterprises. And she got her money, guys. So there was some serious money wranglings happening that I think a little bit underhanded. Don't forget, this Presley name, she had taken it back after saying she wouldn't use the name Presley after the first divorce settlement in 1973. She'd given up the Presley name. And then we know years later, she sells the Priscilla name to Bridget Cruz in that deal, which is now in a lawsuit. And then we know about the counter-sue, which is elder abuse from Priscilla. That's unfolding as we speak. So it's a lot of stuff in it, guys. A lot of stuff. So let me just read some of your comments. I'm going to try and read some of these comments as well. Everyone speaks of Priscilla Presley's bloodline. What about the Smith bloodline? Gladys and Smith and other. Lisa Marie Gladys was the only woman that Elvis really loved. He cherished his mother. Now, it's not straightforward with, is it just Ruby's? It isn't straightforward with Billy. He made mistakes as well. Now, he's a good guy. And I think the way that Billy's been treated is disgusting. And it's not fair that he's been outed. In the same way as that they act like the ex-girlfriends, none of them existed. Let's face it. None of them have been in any of the movies. Yeah. It's not right. It doesn't tell the whole story. But many of these people did things that they shouldn't have done. And that does include Billy. So we have to try and be fair. Yeah. I like Billy. I love Billy. He has a brilliant channel. But you go back to the older interviews with the Memphis Mafia, and he did do things he shouldn't have done. He did say things he shouldn't have said. He was mixed up in interviews saying horrible things about Elvis that should never have been repeated by a family member. So it isn't straightforward, just Rubes. Do some more research. Go back, watch some of these interviews. You will be surprised. I played one 3 days ago, and I think it was Marty Lacker and Billy Smith, and there was another one. It could have been Sonny West, and they were saying disgusting things about Elvis, and I did not like it. Did not like it. So we have to see the truth. Yeah, I know people have changed their ways as the decades have moved on, but it doesn't erase. It doesn't erase what was once said. Yeah, like Priscilla can't erase her past interviews. They're all there to be seen on YouTube. So when you see the modern interviews compared to the old interviews, there's a big difference. And that includes the Memphis Mafia. Yeah, I think Charlie Hodge, Larry Geller are the two that I haven't caught out yet. They're the two that I haven't seen them say anything bad yet about Elvis. Yeah, all the others I think did. Right, so let's have a look. This is just my opinion, guys. I'm no expert. Elvis was handed a script that wedding day. He went into full acting mode, blocked everything out around him, and posed and do a lot of smiling. Oh, I don't know about that. I do think he definitely put on a big front to show happiness. I do believe that. Lisa thinks all the people around her dad were leeches. Yeah, I've seen her say that in interviews. Thanks, Pat. Could you imagine where we would be today if Priscilla had 100% control? My God. That's like, you know, Back to the Future and Biff, you know, like Biff in the future, he finds that gambling book and becomes super rich, living in his mansion. There we are. Priscilla is Biff from Back to the Future. Who here thinks Priscilla is Biff from Back to the Future? I'm only joking, guys. For entertainment purposes. Lisa thinks, let's have a look. Could you imagine where we would, right, okay, yeah, so that was Crystal. So Ginger went to visit Elvis's grave in 1978 and invite from Vernon. She saw Lisa playing around and shouted, "Hi." Lisa shouted back, "I'm not allowed to talk to you." Yeah, so she was very anti the girlfriends, the ex-girlfriends. We know about this at the funeral as well. Someone said to me as well that once Priscilla got control back of Graceland's, I can't remember if it was Elaine, but someone said it to me, either in pictures or a clip or in an interview, that the first thing Priscilla did was erase Graceland. So she got Graceland's back and redecorated Graceland's and put it back to the 1960s when she lived there. Is this correct? Did she get rid of the red and the gold and all the other stuff? I think any of the decoration that was done by future girlfriends, like Linda, not that I think the is it the peacocks, the stained glass peacocks might still be there. Were they done by Linda? I'm not sure, but someone messaged me and said to me that when Priscilla took over Graceland's, yeah, became the trustee, yeah, that she redecorated all the rooms to how they were in the 60s. Is this true? Is this true, guys? Let's have a look. What sort of mother takes money away from the Yep, and we mentioned this yesterday. Any money that's been handed to Priscilla by Riley has come out of the pocket of Riley and the twins, Finley and Harper. She literally, this is the hand money grabbing, putting it in the pocket of Finley and Harper and Riley, and then putting it into her pocket. It ain't right, guys. A grandmother doesn't do that to her kids. It's wrong. Should never happen. Lisa's mother bled Lisa to, let's have a look. Right, anyway, let's try and read some of these comments. So what I wanted to do, let me just, hang on 1 second, guys. It's all right, my son's asking me for some money. I'm going to send him some money. He's gone to Alton Towers. Have any of you guys heard of Alton Towers? Let's have a look. I'll send him a bit of money. Alton Towers is like a big theme park. He's gone there for the day. My son's Rio and he's 16 years old. I bet he's having a brilliant. He's had a bit of bad luck. They had a coach on the M5 on the way to Birmingham, and the coach broke down. So but I think they're fixing it now. So he's just let him know that I've sent him some money. They're stuck on this coach in the middle of nowhere. I love my kids. They drive me mad. Okay. Right, we've got to do the family stuff. Let's keep the family happy. Let's text him to say I've sent him some money. Let's see if he'll answer the phone to me. No, he's not answering the phone. I'll just text him. Okay, right. So let's just check your messages, and then I want to just quickly read some of those comments. So let's have a look. Yeah, she's redecorated it like a bordello. She restored it back. She thought it was better. I mean, let's face it, it shouldn't have been touched. It should have been left how Elvis left it. The last time Elvis saw Graceland, every room should not have been changed. So I actually think for Priscilla to go back there and change all those rooms, what's the word? Sacrilegious. Sacrilegious. Should not have happened. But she had almighty power. No one was going to stop her. No one was going to stop her. Graceland's decoration, plus because it was back, there was one. Right, let's have a look. It doesn't matter what it like. That was Elvis' home, and none of us what it is like again. PB saying it looked what she could change it. Sorry guys, you have to to read it clearly. I need it to be, otherwise I sound silly. I think Charlie was a true friend. Only Charlie liked to drink quite a bit, in which his stories weren't always reliable, but he did truly love Elvis, and after Elvis died, started to come up to Priscilla. Okay. I haven't seen any Charlie Hodge interviews that have upset me yet. They've all been okay. I can see that he liked to drink. I think Charlie was a true friend. Only Charlie liked to drink. Max, I forgot what they said on tour, but said Elvis believed they represented resurrection. Oh, this is the peacocks, yeah? The stained glass peacocks. Everyone took advantage of Elvis, even in death. They sure did. His own cousin took a picture of him in his coffin. I read somewhere that they had paid some photographers to go undercover, pretend that they were mourners, and they had these little miniature cameras and took these pictures. I always thought that picture was fake. Honestly, I always thought it was fake because he looks so young, doesn't he? He looks so well in that picture. Linda Thompson said in her book briefly that Elvis made decisions on decorating. I have to disagree with the decoration. She kept the pool room and TV room as Linda decorated it. Yeah, I know she didn't do every room. She did some rooms, yeah? Someone even stole the flag of his casket. I didn't know that. Hi, Lisa, that's a new name. Hi, Lisa. You're welcome to Team Elvis. Let us know where you're from. She changed the dining room and living room. Yes, come on. She shouldn't have touched those rooms. She should not have touched those rooms. Elvis would be horrified knowing that she was in his house changing stuff. Yeah. Elaine, yeah. Cousin Billy, man, and he took the photo. The cousin was Billy Mann, and he took the photo. Thank you, Crystal. The big question is, what has Priscilla done with all the millions of dollars she had over the 50 years since she divorced Elvis, how much money does one person need in one lifetime? Hi, Freddie. Let me know where you're from, Freddie. Are you new to our channel? Welcome to Team Elvis. I love it when new people join us. It's a very good question. Some of you say it all went to Scientology. Some of you say it's all the boyfriends have squandered it. Who knows? Who knows? Billy Mann took the coffin photo and was paid $18,000 by the Inquirer. I think I have read this. I didn't know about the name Billy Mann, but I'd read this, that they were paid by the Inquirer. Right, so we're going to go through some of these comments. Right, so I'm just going to, I don't know what we're going to read. These are quite old, you know, well over a year old comments. Mary, how could they have another child when she said he wouldn't be intimate with her after Lisa Marie was born? Should we play the video? Let's have a look. Let's see if it plays.
The relationship between her and her father was really magical.
He adored her, and he adored having a child. And I really believe Elvis would have loved to have another child.
I was an only child, but maybe my kids will be.
We already had a name picked out for another child.
No, it would take the place of that first one.
He was playful, he could talk baby talk, and could really get on that level of a child.
He was like a really big kid.
Actually, I wish I was 16 years old again. I get what you're saying.
He wasn't one, you know, spanking or for putting too much discipline. The only time I think I've ever seen him really reprimand Lisa was when she got very, very close to the swimming pool. He kept telling her not to get near the pool. And she would go closer and closer. He went over there and gave her a little pat on the butt. Lisa was shocked over that. I think he was too, but yeah, it just scared him, that's all.
Okay, right, next comment. I love watching my old clips. I just love them. Let's see this one. So this one says, there are lots of fake attorneys in the comments. The next one says, if she did it because she was afraid for her half brother would try and get her money from his mum. He is a severe drug addict. So obviously referring to Navarro. And let's play the video. Let's have a look.
The legal showdown is shaping up after Elvis's widow raised suspicions in this 13-page filing obtained by ET. In it, Priscilla claims Lisa Marie's signature on a 2016 amendment to her trust could have been forged. She also says the paperwork was never delivered to her and misspelled her name. So wait, would Lisa Marie really want her own mother cut out of her trust and name daughter Riley as sole trustee?
My mom was completely the opposite. She was really strict.
Lisa Marie had lost 40 to 50 pounds in the weeks leading up to the Globes. The website claims the 54-year-old was on weight loss medication and had started taking opioids again. Lisa Marie was $16 million in debt at the time of her death. There's a new report claiming she had $35 million in life insurance before she passed away.
And when it's no longer mine, it would be my children's. You know, that's that.
Interesting. So, okay, let's go to the next one. I just find it interesting looking at these old videos. So, Freddie Frog, you're very welcome to our channel. You're new. We love new people to join Team Elvis so we can defend Elvis together. And we have many people here from Australia. We have quite a few Australians join us all around the world. Americans, Canadians, the British. Let's all say hello to Fred, shall we? So, let's have a look. Is Lisa, are you new? That seems like a new name to me. So I wish I could come together as a group to sue ET tonight for the misrepresentation of calling her a widow. And this is part of this is why we defend Elvis, because all of the world think that she was either his widow or that they were still married when he died. It's just crazy. You speak to the average person in the street and they have no idea that, in my opinion, she was the cause of the breakup of the marriage. They have no idea that she was unfaithful. They have no idea that she put him through a horrific divorce that forced him to sell his recording rights. People just don't know, guys. This is why we're here defending Elvis Presley. Let's just quickly read some of your comments. Right, let's go to the next one. So, let's have a look. Lisa wants, oh no, we've already done this one. Let's have a look. I want to do a different one. He was always loved. No, right. So someone says here, no, I want to go to a different video. I never knew Priscilla was money hungry. She contested Elvis's will and now is contesting Lisa Marie's will. Let's play it.
Now remember, I'm with Elvis Presley, and watching the girls running up to him, wanting kisses from him, running to the stage, coming backstage. Listen, being who he was, and having all the women, jump him. Excuse me. Kidding. I'm only kidding.
I bet you're only half kidding, actually.
Experience. Literally just about. Anyway, no, it was an eye opener for me, and being married to probably one of the most famous musicians or singers in the world.
Hundreds and hundreds of
there isn't anyone that doesn't love Elvis.
Right, and I love how affectionately you talk about it.
Well, Piers Morgan, if you go back and watch the interviews, do your research properly and go back to the 80s, it isn't affectionate. And Barbara Walters' interview comes to mind, but many others in the 80s as well. So Piers Morgan, go and do some proper research and interview that woman properly. Right, don't be mugged off. Okay, let's keep going. I love these old comments. Let's have a look. So let's go. So here's one. They all needed to respect their privacy as a couple and spent more time in their own homes with their own families. Priscilla put up with more than she deserved. You can't blame her for leaving or not wanting to come back. It wouldn't have made a difference. Now look, this comment has been written by somebody who hasn't done any research. I would say in half an hour, in 30 minutes, you can learn everything you need to know about the wrongdoing of Priscilla towards Elvis, the mistreatment. Now, I won't whitewash Elvis. He made mistakes. He was unfaithful. He had problems. But the things that Priscilla did to Elvis after the engagement, after the baby was born, with Mike Stone, with the divorce settlements, were atrocious. Atrocious. So I say to that person, RLFI, do some research. Anyone watching this now that is a Priscilla fan, I've got nothing against Priscilla fans. I don't hate Priscilla. We're not a Priscilla hate channel. But please, do some research. Do some research. Get to the truth. Find out all the facts. Let's play the video.
We're happy that our friends and family were here. We were so relieved it was over.
Oh, I don't feel a bit different. I'm just like I was. I mean, in other words, of course, I guess everybody says this. The only thing I felt is happiness and that things have gotten better for me.
We came to the house. He picks me up. He carries me over the threshold. He sings Blue Hawaii. And it was quite romantic, but you also have to remember the guys were all coming in the back door at the same time.
We see that Elvis is picking Priscilla up, so we know it's the threshold thing. So we all just kind of went around and through the back entrance. Actually, we came around and saw him bring her in the front door.
I didn't just marry Elvis. I married all the guys.
Well, I guess Priscilla did marry us all.
Elvis loved the company of the guys, and I didn't mind it. It was just not all the time. I would have loved to have had that fantasy of being able to, have my husband just for me.
Okay, so I think you guys are talking about Lisa Marie. Look, I won't whitewash Lisa Marie. Come on, guys. She had problems. She had problems with medication. She had problems with alcohol. She did. She wasn't how can I say it? She was no angel, guys. So let's remember, Elvis is not an angel floating around, nor is Lisa. I want to say it how it is. Let's be honest. We can only defend Elvis and Lisa if we're honest. Yeah? I know I keep saying it, guys, but it's the truth. So let's go back to another one. Next comment. Right, here we go. Yes, Priscilla's hair and makeup was completely subtle before she started dating Elvis. While she was with Elvis was when she had the high beehive bouffant hairdo, hair makeup, and it was pretty. But she was gorgeous already without all that. Okay, let's play the video. I think this is to do with Anne Margaret.
I wanted to be with him because if I left him again, that fear always came in. I'm going to lose him.
You wrote in your book that one of your greatest worries was about his co-star, Anne Margaret.
Yes, that's true.
Let me start again.
I wanted to be with him because if I left him again, that fear always came in. I'm going to lose him.
You wrote in your book that one of your greatest worries was about his co-star, Anne Margaret.
Yes, that's true. I knew there was an affair.
And did you confront him?
If I confronted him, he'd deny it.
Or get mad?
Well, that's usually what happens when you're caught.
So you live with that?
Yes.
You wrote, Elvis controlled your looks, your clothes, your hair, your makeup. He controlled you totally. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm. I was definitely under a spell of what I thought was love. And I had to take responsibility for that too. I knew nothing else. I had nothing else. I had no experience, not even in life, but with other people.
Well, I think many of you will have a lot of comments to say about that she had no experience. Now, this book definitely says that she had experience, but we don't know, do we, guys? We weren't there. And when she says she was under a spell, infatuated, in love, who knows? Now, she wouldn't answer a question like that now. If you interviewed Priscilla today, she wouldn't have answered the question in a way to belittle Elvis. She's changed how she does her interviews. Now, in the 80s, it was all about making Elvis look bad, making her look like the poor innocent victim. So the story has changed, guys. I've noticed we've got a new person here called Protein. Hi, Protein. Let us know where you're from. Somebody is asking, I think Elaine will have the answer, who was Elvis's first girlfriend? Now, while you guys answer her, I'm going to play a video so I can go and make a cup of tea. Let's have a look. Let's find something. I know what, I think I'll carry on playing the documentary that I was playing. Let's have a look. So I can make myself a tea. I need a cup of tea. It gives you a couple of minutes to go and make a cup of tea, yeah? Okay, let's find something to play.
Hi, this is Joe Klein. We're on Elvis Radio, and I have a scooter. It's Federal Center. Scooter, nice rowdy. Dennis? Yeah, Joe, they're basically just what they were. They were really good, strong, she was
It's not very clear. Let's find one that's a bit clearer.
Welcome back, and please welcome Hollywood icon Dame Joan Collins.
Right, let's listen to Joan Collins. Let's see if she met Elvis. I was hoping she was gonna say if she met Elvis. Did Joan Collins ever meet Elvis? Right, let's go back to these comments. Got me a cup of tea, guys. You got your cup of tea? We must have a cup of tea together. Very important. Louis in his kitchen with you guys having a chat. Right, let's go to the next one, shall we? Here we go. Priscilla Presley with Lisa Marie recalled the day Elvis died. Oh, I don't want to play that. Let's keep going. Here we go. I don't think anybody could have made Elvis do anything that he didn't want it to do. So this is called Priscilla Presley. My parents forced Elvis Presley to marry me. Priscilla Presley. My parents forced Elvis Presley to marry me. Let's see what it said, guys.
You know, Dad, there's a rumor that you forced Elvis, that you called Elvis and you forced him or basically put him on the line.
I forced Elvis.
I can imagine that myself. There's no way.
Well, there is a rumor out there that Colonel Bowyer called and told Elvis, gave him an ultimatum, you either marry my daughter or that's it. Yeah, no, there is that rumor. I just want to make sure.
I know about the rumor, but or what? What was I going to do?
I was going to call the Marines. Well, he always reassured us that everything was on the up and up and all that. And he always seemed very sincere.
He showed us the ring that he was going to give to you.
He was good to you and Dad. He was really good to you. He really kept you informed.
No, we loved Elvis. There was no question about that. He was a true son-in-law.
Well, I know you guys are going to have strong opinions about that. Do you think they loved Elvis? I've seen a few interviews. What do you think, guys? I'm going to let you comment on that. Let's find another one. I want to try and play different ones. Right, so Priscilla talks about that they had a secret relationship with Elvis. Yeah, let's listen to this.
My parents moved back to the States, and when they wanted to come and visit, they would notify me and say, we want to come by and see you.
We were living at that time in California. Sandy and I were living in the same house with Priscilla and Elvis.
Well, obviously I was staying with Elvis.
Yes.
And I told Charlie, I said, Charlie, my parents are coming to see me and I need your room. So that when my parents came, you know, I'd say, and this is my room. You know, and they'd look around and they'd go, oh, it's really nice. Where does Elvis stay? You know, I go, oh, he's way back in the other room. And I'd look over and I'd say, this is Sandy's room. So it looked like it wasn't just me, the only girl staying at the house. Sometimes I wonder what my parents were, how naive they were, but they still wanted to believe that this was the way it was.
Interesting. So I made these a long time ago, guys. I'm sort of refreshing myself on the different things that I was trying to say. Right, here we go, guys. Why I fell in love with Elvis. Yeah. Let's hear it. Why I fell in love with Elvis from Priscilla Presley.
And I always say there was a very different side to Elvis that even the boys didn't know. You know, behind closed doors. And I think the thing that was so endearing about him is that he was like a child. He was like a little boy.
Hi, Philomena.
He brought the mother out in you. You wanted to mother him. And yet, he was a little boy, and he could make you feel like a child. You know, we had this wonderful baby talk that he grew up with. And we would be in our own world, totally in our own world. Again, this is away from everybody. And I think that brings so much out of a woman when a man can become that vulnerable and let all of his defenses down. And very few people really got to see Elvis that way. And those are the times that I probably remember the most and was a wonderful emotional attachment or bonding with him. And you couldn't help but fall in love with him.
So you know what? The thing is, when I watched these videos, these little shorts that I made, they've had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. Now there, she sounds calm. She's not speaking negatively about him. She's just saying the good stuff. Yeah. It makes me wonder. It makes me question, why did she have to do all the interviews that made him look so bad? It makes me go, what was the driving force behind, oh, I want to be seen as a victim. I want to be seen as that I was mistreated, that I was took advantage of. Because I get the feeling that a lot of that was in the 80s, yeah? And then later, a news story came out, and the news story was, oh, I'm going to preserve Elvis's legacy. My main income, my main life is going to be Elvis and promoting Elvis and going around the world promoting different events, books, biographies, documentaries, movies. I think there was a time when the new job was, right, Elvis is my new job. I think before that, obviously we've got the movie career, Dallas, Naked Gun, and there's some earlier TV episode called Those Amazing Animals. There was obviously promoting fragrances, I think a children's line of clothing. We've got the Biss and Bo boutique, yeah, with her partner, her friend. And I just think there was a change. There was like Priscilla trying to do her own thing. This is after the divorce, probably even after Mike Stone. Priscilla trying to do her own thing. And that lasted a while. But then there was this new Priscilla. Oh, I'm now going to be Elvis's wife, Elvis's widow, Elvis's spokesperson. And I think when Priscilla took on the role of spokesperson on behalf of Elvis, even though they had a horrible divorce, she's a massive reason why they broke up because of her unfaithfulness. Even though all the horrible stuff happened with Priscilla, the way that she humiliated and embarrassed Elvis with Mike Stone, the karate instructor, she took on this new mantle, almost like a new crown. My new crown is I preserve Elvis's legacy, his reputation, his image. But she actually did a lot of harm. She did a lot of harm. So what I'm really trying to say is she changed her job. She changed her job. Right, we're going to play a couple more, then we're going to go, guys. So here's a little one of Lisa Marie. I think they're saying that she's very much like her father, Elvis. If we get any internet, let's have a look. Let's just try that again.
I knew that I was loved. There's no question about that. It's not something that is easy to come by, obviously, but it was very apparent to me, and it was very mutual.
Lisa is a little Elvis, as a matter of fact. I see so much of her daddy in her.
Her expressions are like her father.
That curl lip.
Oh, yeah.
That curl lip is her dad.
And that certain look that she had.
I was in his bathroom upstairs at Graceland, and he caught me, I think I was lip syncing in the mirror. I think I was 2. Not so necessarily aware of who he was, but just in my own world, singing with the microphone in front of the mirror. And anyway, I'm sure he got a huge kick out of it, and I don't know how long he was actually watching me, but never embarrassed me, never said anything. And then I think he was getting other people to come watch as well.
That was cute. I like that. That was cute. Really nice. She knew that Elvis loved her. She knew it, and they both knew it. They had, come on, guys. Let's see if we can play one more with Lisa. Right, I'm going to play. This will be the last one, and then we're going to go, guys. We've been on for over 2 hours. If you've enjoyed what I've done, please get us a coffee. Hit the coffee button. Please become a member. It's $1 a month. Please subscribe. Please like. And let's just play this last video. We've had a good time. We've had a nice cup of tea together, haven't we? Have you enjoyed your tea with us? And I'm going to go for a run, do some weightlifting, walk the dogs. And I'll come back and we'll pick a topic. So let's play this one here. So thanks, guys.
If they ever thought that this place would become such a sacred place for Elvis fans. No, never. I mean, when we opened it in '82, we had no idea that we'd have maybe some visitors, but not to this extent. I mean, I was told that Elvis passed and that, he'll be forgotten in the next
couple of years and life goes on.
I'm always really happy when I'm here. It always reminds me of when I was the happiest, I think, in my life. So, and it, you know, it always just brings me right there when I come back.
And Priscilla, in an interview, I believe you said when you were talking about Graceland coming here that you feel like Elvis is going to come down the stairs any minute. So do you feel his presence here throughout still? Absolutely. I've always said that. You feel that this is so much a part of him, this home. He loved this home. He always came back here no matter what. His presence is just all around, going into each room. He's sitting here, you know, sitting and talking or playing the piano. If they ever thought that this place would become
Interesting, isn't it, guys? Imagine being in that world. Imagine being part of that world. So anyway, I've enjoyed it. Do you know what? 2 hours has gone like that. I know some of you joined us quite late. Pat joined us late. Did she? Pat, how many of you have been here for the whole 2 hours? Probably not many of you. But I really appreciate that you come into my kitchen, in my humble home. We have a tea and a coffee together, and we just talk about the man that we admire and love. We talk about his beautiful daughter, Lisa Marie, and we defend Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline, and we do it together. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you buy me a coffee, I really appreciate you just hit the buy me a coffee button. It means a lot to me because it shows me you like what I'm doing. It shows me that what I do matters to you and that how can I say it? You've enjoyed it like I've enjoyed it. So I always love a big thank you. I love it. So if you buy me a coffee, thank you very much, guys. Have a great day and I will be back. I hope you've enjoyed our morning together. Take care. All the best to you. Love you all. Appreciate all of you. Have a great day. To the new people, thank you very much. Please subscribe. Please like. Always helps the channel. Take care, guys. I'll give you a wave. Love to all of you.